Hi, this is Laurent from Authentic Choices in Madrid. And if you're watching this, it's because you are interested to know more about the coaching support or the mentoring support I offer to coaches in transition or people in transition in the world of professional coaching. So congratulations, you made the jump, you're exploring, you are starting your business most likely, or you are completing your certification process or any sort of certification and professional competency accreditation you're interested in. And you're interested in working with an experienced or very experienced coach to help you develop your capacity to be yourself while you apply coaching competency to the conversation you're going to have with your clients in organization most likely and senior executive most likely. And I want to say a few words about the type of journey we could go on together if you're interested and why. Let's start with the why. After having worked with people for 12 years now and 6,000 hours of coaching, one thing became very apparent is that many of the people out there spend little time on working on themselves, developing the level of awareness and consciousness. And there is a significant difference in life quality or enjoyment of life when someone has done some developmental work, spend time to work on themselves. Because when you go into those conversations, when you engage in those conversations and start to be in touch with the presence is required to invite someone else's presence to themselves, I believe you need to have done quite a lot of work on yourself so that you get out of the way as much as possible for that person to be present to who they are and get in touch with the vastness and the capacity of who they are becoming and who they can become if they want to. And that's something that few of us are doing, or I'd say more and more, but still too few of us are doing. It's developing relationship with self in a way which is going to allow us to apply our competency with much more ease and much more trust and integrity so that it becomes available to us rather than being a guide to how we engage in those conversations. So when we work together, it's often because you're interested in developing yourself, who you are authentically with integrity, while you develop a relationship with deepening your access to coaching competency, such as deeper listening, presence, partnership, asking incisive and clear questions, holding silence, being able to recognize and appreciate people in their entirety or as much as possible in that direction so that you help them by mirroring or articulating what's going on for them so that they become more aware of these pieces. So we're going to do this together for yourself first so that you can get a first-hand experience of how it feels before you are the one or as you are the one developing this relationship with people. So we're going to spend some time in the discovery session, which, as you might have heard, or if not, now is the time, we spend a lot of time on you and your personal, professional, relational trajectory in your life, to develop awareness around where you come from. Where did you learn to behave the way you behave at this moment? Where did you learn to feel the way you feel? Where did you learn to engage and recognize people the way you do at the moment? And how is that representation of truth, of how is that unique to you? And how ingrained is it in you? And how much of it can be flexible and flexible so that you can recognize and help people recognize it within themselves. We're going to spend also a lot of time in exploring to see the world through your eyes, to get access to your perspective of the world and how this perspective of the world and the degree of complexity on the number of perspectives you can take at a given time can help you to relate to people who themselves as well see the world through their own eyes and according to their own perspective across multiple dimensions and sometimes less dimension or sometimes more dimension. And working with this is, I believe, one of the most important things to do as a coach as well, to develop the right quality of presence, or at least being aware of the availability of that presence as you engage with your clients. We're also going to work together on, you have to coach me if you wanted to. All of this is open, so that once we have done quite a bit of work together, by you working with me as your client, we can pay attention to how you do it, what was informing your decision when you were coaching me, and how you felt while you were doing it. Because obviously, common knowledge we have about you will help us to explore the way you use that knowledge consciously or less consciously at times to recognize your patterns of behavior when you engage in your coaching relationships. We might as well sometimes invite some external perspective by collecting feedback about you, by collecting perspective about you, if you want to, from people around you. This journey is a journey of which requires a lot of courage, it requires a lot of connection. So the chemistry between us is, of course, going to build up, and yet at the beginning, it's essential so that you feel that you can walk with me by being as much of yourself as possible in a time which often is quite stressful. It is stressful to engage in a new profession when you already have a full life of experience and when you worked on developing sometimes certainty or sometimes success, and also worked on letting go or hiding or putting aside less comfortable sensation of emotions around the things we didn't achieve, the failure we didn't want to recognize, the learnings we have difficulty to access to. And working as a coach is also doing that work so that you can help others to do the same for themselves and be a bit lighter and a bit, I want to say, more joyful and sometimes even childlike in the way we engage with the life we live. Because the people you're going to work with are having an impact on their world. And this impact matters. It matters to them, but also it matters in general for society. Because that's the world we build, that's the world we create, that's the world we navigate and swim in, and that's the world we leave behind us. So if that little description, which offer a little bit of structure and a little bit of less structured aspects, is compelling, is inviting, let's be in touch, let's be in conversation, and we're going to learn a lot from each other. Thank you for watching.